Good evening. My name is Mike Wallace. The cigarette is Philip Morris.
The Mike Wallace Interview.
Tonight we go after the story of the woman who violated convention and bucked powerful opposition to lead the birth control movement in America. You see her behind me. She is Mrs. Margaret Sanger, who was thrown into jail 8 different times for her efforts. If you're curious to know why Mrs. Sanger has devoted her life to the birth control movement, if you'd like to hear her answer...
Hi.
Hi.
Is this yours?
Yes. Did I drop it?
No, I took it from your suitcase.
There are a lot of people who are freaking out right now. You know who's not freaking out right now? Real men.
So there's this clip going viral online of a dozen women being asked the following question. Do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no.
Do we need men?
No. We need men to make us stupid. Because we can be strong, independent women.
When Mrs. Margaret Sanger opened the first birth control clinic in the United States back in 1916, birth control was a dirty word. The police threw her into jail as they were to do 7 more times during her crusade, a crusade that still faces the reasoning but unalterable opposition of the Roman Catholic Church.
This time we're in contains a message, and I believe it's a perfect time for modern women to reflect on who they really are, what our natural place is, the natural order that brings peace and fulfillment to ourselves, our families, our communities, and our wonderful men.
But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women, most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless.
Because the only things you really like from us is to entertain you. We're good when we entertain you. Run fast, jump high, throw the ball, sing that song. But when we actually start talking about real power, that becomes a bridge too far and offensive.
No, since I was 16 years old, the past 10 years, I have spent every single year in like a long-term relationship with people that ended up not being my husband. I know that I'm going to be such a better wife from all that I've learned.
What our society does to 19-year-old women or 18-year-old women, 19-year-old women, we just lie to them all the time. You know, the first lie is there's nothing more important than your career, more or less by definition. So that's the first lie. The second lie is there will be nothing more important to you in your life than your career. And so that's the second lie. And then the third lie is there should be nothing more important in your life than your career.
The older you get, do you think your sexual marketplace buying power increases or decreases? And why these people can't find one another? And one of the big reasons they can't find one another is because of all the BS that's being put out there by people who have a vested interest in keeping this mess going.
Oh, but wait, I know. The government doesn't just have your back, it's the nation's back. I know that women have been purposefully infiltrated with fairy tales in classrooms that dismiss men, their innovations, their integrity, their protection, their strength, their very essence, in pursuit of the agenda for women to share or entirely assume the burden that is not naturally best fought and won by women. These fairy tales and classrooms show women winning in arenas that they don't naturally win in. They thrust women on the shoulders of superiority, of domination. The world can be on the woman's shoulders, and it's no problem. Women are so strong they can do the job of 1 woman and a man, or 5 men, or 10. Who needs men? You with me, ladies?
You guys can imagine the comments on this one, but a lot of weightlifters have weighed in on this, and they have said that this is actually the quickest and best way to remove the weight off of her. And what I think should be appreciated is that that man did not even hesitate.
Women are invincible. Well, I'm not. 2 awesome people are better than 1, is my opinion.
So everyone knows the commonly cited Morgan Stanley study that half of women are going to be single and childless between the ages of 25 and 45 by 2030. Now, it's 2024, we're 6 years away, and we're already starting to see this, right?
You see the ONS data that came out a couple of weeks ago that said for the first time ever since records began, 50.1% of women are childless by 30. So there are more women without children at 30 than there are women with children.
The future is going to be not what I wish it to be, but what Every stat that you look at shows it's going to be, if you look at dating app stats, which is the #1 way people meet under 30.
Chilling with the queen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I want to know everything about you.
If you look at the STD stats, it shows women are the ones spreading them. Small percentage of men are spreading them. It's going to be a lot of sex workers, especially if they start pulling away government benefits. Women will run to sex work.
I started an OnlyFans.
I heard you made $1 million in a day.
And in 3 weeks, making $3 million. I sell my tits on OnlyFans. I feel like I have a little bit of a cheat code to life. Obviously, my looks benefit me a lot.
At 15 minutes with me, what would you do?
I would have you buy me a PS5 because I know you do OnlyFans and you got money for it, so.
I don't know why everyone thinks that all these OnlyFans girls have got so much money. She probably can't even afford to get you a PS5. Most of these women are broke.
I got 6 kids with 6 different men. If I had 6 kids with all the same dude, I get 34% of his income, which is only $680 a month. If I got 6 kids with 6 different dudes, I get 17% from each one of them, which is $340 a month from each one. $340 a month times 6 baby daddies is $2,040.
You're wearing a cross.
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a Christian?
I believe in God.
Let me ask you a question. Do you wear your cross while you're engaging in producing porn or OnlyFans content?
I always wear my cross.
You always wear your cross.
I never take it off.
A bunch of single mothers and women sharing men.
Women continue to say that there's a man shortage, but what they're not saying is it's the men they want. Women are not focusing on average guys. Let's be real. You're not focusing on the average guy. You could care less about the guy who works 3rd shift at the plant or the blue collar laborer. That is not who your first pick is.
The idea of a person doesn't always.
She said it. The idea. What idea? The Disney princess idea. Prince Charming is rare. She doesn't meet every day. The standard is average Joe. She will easily dismiss the average Joe.
You have to be like gorgeous, like majestic, like beautiful. Like you look at them and you're like,
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Sleeping or running?
Sleeping.
Tits or ass?
Tits.
I want a man who is 6'4", 6'2" is fine.
Are you a Christian?
Raised.
Okay.
More spiritual.
Well, the old scripture was, "He who findeth the wife findeth a good thing."
Mm-hmm.
The presupposition is that you are a wife first. But that's what y'all try to do in the marketplace. You're trying to get men who are like $500 and you got $250 worth of buying power.
I want a man, maybe an ex or like a retired NBA player.
they have to be tall, like they have to be like 6 foot, preferably. But they can't be like, they have to be nice, but not too nice. They have to be bitchy with you sometimes, you know? Like have that attitude, like that roughness to them. Yeah. Because that's like attractive. If they're too nice and show too much effort, it's like, ooh. It's too like teddy berry. But yeah, like, oh, like it's like a turn off. Like sweetie pie, like get away, you know?
But one thing is, as a man, no matter what, if you stand up to say what you want, especially if it leans against the current narrative of just shut up and allow women to do whatever they want, to say whatever they want, to be empowered, you are to be destroyed. I got one question, ladies. At what point, if any, does female empowerment become male subjugation and emasculation?
Like, I am thinking so much recently about like a pastor.
The men you are talking about are looking for wives.
Yeah.
You're not a wife. You're a professional fun girl.
Like, I just want somebody who's so obsessed with the Bible and so obsessed with Jesus and who understands, and like we said, like who can teach us things.
Yeah.
Like I want my dude to speak in tongues and have tattoos.
The question is, what do the men you want from a woman?
I have to make a confession.
It's not necessary because I'm fine with whoever you are.
Assuming that you know who I am.
Okay. Hi, who is this?
Women are already sharing men. They may not know it or do it publicly, but it's already happening.
If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough,
or if their financial status is what you want. Fine, funny, money.
What the?
You're throwing all boundaries, standards.
There's no better feeling than showing up to a frat party and you already know you're about to get all your holes obliterated. Like the second I step foot in that door, I start tingling down there.
Miami clubbing by myself and then told a guy, hey, do you want me to platonically blow you in the bathroom? Wiped it off on my jeans and then went back at the club like nothing happened. What in the world?
When we look at the future, how do you reverse an economy? Guys, 80% of consumer buying decisions are done by women.
What have you been up to?
Ordering supplies, food, toilet paper. The whole country is hoarding toilet paper. It's crazy.
That is so much money. That is billions of dollars spent marketing and selling things to women.
Even George Washington Hill, the advertising genius who made Lucky Strikes America's best-selling cigarettes, couldn't figure out how to break through the social barriers that kept women from smoking. So he turned to a public relations genius, Edward Bernays.
Cigarettes to women are torches of freedom that they use to dramatize their objection to the taboo against smoking by men.
Having smoked all my cigarettes during our workout, I stopped for fresh supplies when... there I was, hanging right next to Martha Stewart Living.
Marketing and selling things to women. It's all precedented on women being single and them being able to sell stuff to them.
Mr. Wells, I've never smoked, but I'm going to begin to take up smoking and use Philip Morris as the cigarette for me to take.
Well, I thank you very much, Mrs. Frank.
Indeed.
People don't buy products, they buy feelings.
Humans have been the dominant species for thousands of years, and look what's happened. Overpopulation, pollution, war. The mass extinction we feared has already begun, and we are the cause. We are the infection.
What events, what emotions in your life made Margaret Sanger a crusader for birth control? Your mother, as you say, died prematurely after bearing 11 children. She was born a Catholic, was she not?
She was born a Catholic, yes.
And
in Ireland.
Your father was a sort of a village atheist who clashed with church authorities, and because of his atheism, his earnings dwindled under community pressure. You and your brothers and sisters were known as, quote, children of the devil, end quote. Could it be then that in part at least you were driven emotionally toward the birth control movement because of antagonism toward the church, because that was a way to fight the church?
No, I don't think I had anything of the kind in mind. I was what I would call a born humanitarian. I don't like to see people suffer. I don't like to see cruelty.
The divorce industry is like billions. It's a huge industry. So will that be reversed anytime soon?
I need my man 3 to 4 times a week, and good for you guys. Then the rest of the time, I need a wife.
Will we stop making these decisions, especially when the right and the left will blame everybody else but them for those decisions?
Because I just know in a few minutes, I'm gonna be bent over on a bed, slightly unconscious, getting my stuffed by guys who...
You're a damaged goods lady.
It's a little bit scary when you think about the future, because if that's what 2030 holds, what will 2040 hold?
It's power. See, there's power in us being fractured. I've said it before, what Jim Crow, segregation, and slavery couldn't do, feminism was able to do in the black culture in under 50 years. And anytime a man speaks about anything traditional, the first thing you want to do is try his past. Well, if you believe that, why aren't you doing it?
Let's play the worst case scenario game. Okay, let's say shit goes down, like serious shortages, fighting individuals, banding together. So feminists, or any ladies who have stated that they want total equality, for the strong independent proclaimers, do you really, really, really want an equal fight with the bad man? Do you really want to compete with men over scarce resources? I don't. I want to be on the side of one man who doesn't believe in equality but takes pride in protection in what is his. So what is our natural role, women, ladies? Our role is to be at home and to make it his home, to nurture him, to fuck the war out of him, to bring him back to a place of peace. Home is your heart, your arms, your body. Home is the cooking that you do for him. Cooking is no joke. Knowing what your man likes and then preparing it with a smile on your face is a big deal. If it were a little deal, half the women in America wouldn't bitch and moan about it. Half the women in America would actually know how to do it. I mean, that's how lost we are. Some women are so lost in narcissism and competition that they don't even know how to cook. Home is the solace he feels in a real woman's company. Home is the way he feels in your presence because there's no posturing, no competing, no orders. Home is the words of consolation and support he hears from your lips, the lips of the woman he's chosen who has chosen him. A real woman's role is to keep things clean. The house, the children, the communication, the intentions. Your role is to keep your children safe and likable and jolly and sharp and useful. Your job is to make him laugh through thick and thin. Your job is to rub his shoulders after he's tilled the garden or felled a tree or had a hard day at the office. Your job is to stay as beautiful as you can so he has something wonderful to look at. The job of a real woman is to be the someone that he can look at with genuine fondness and think, she's mine. And you look at him with fondness and think, he's mine. Now, any ladies offended at my words, please hold on, or don't, whatever. So what is our strength? You want to guess? It's femininity.
And I love it that you make me laugh. And you sometimes make me cry. And I love your confidence in relationship things.
Because you know we will never really be together. I want to kiss you.
Come a little closer, you. Closer.